Hi there, I'm Aimee DeRoehn of Refuge Yoga. Let's practice. Roll out your mat, grab some blocks if you have them, and start out on all fours, tabletop. You want to make sure your wrists, your elbows, your shoulders are all in a line, and specifically that your hands are shoulder width apart. And then your knees are hip width apart as well as your feet. Drop your belly. Take breath in, chest and tailbone stretching up. Just listen to my instruction and you'll be just fine. Breathe all your air out. Press your chin towards your chest and your belly towards your spine and your tailbone towards your feet. If you just think, I pull my belly in, I press my chin down into my chest and my low back, my tailbone toward my feet. And then your upper back is pushing into the ceiling, but it's the leverage of your arms pressing into the floor to push your upper back higher. Take a long breath in and drop your belly and look up. Let your whole belly just hang as you lift your gaze and your chest stretches up, your tailbone stretches up, and then exhale, rounding again. Tailbone toward feet, belly to spine, chin to chest. Inhaling right where you are and exhaling right where you are. And bring yourself back to neutral and take a breath in. And as you breathe out, roll over your toes, press your hips high, head drops low, down facing dog. In your down dog, direct your gaze right between your feet and breathe in now. And open your mouth super wide and move that air out. Bring your legs together. And with your legs together, squeeze them together. Squeeze your quads, the fronts of your thighs, squeeze them up. So then the hamstrings, the back of your legs, feel supported. Take your breath with you as you send your right leg up in the air. As high as it's going, the more you take breath in, the more that leg lifts a little more. And then all the air is coming out of you and you're letting that leg slowly descend to the floor. Inhale to your left leg. Take it high, 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 high. And let your out breath be what's drawing your leg down toward the floor. Again, take your breath in. Right leg goes in the air, high. Out with your breath, bend the knee and roll open. Your upper foot is flexed as if it's going to push against an imaginary wall or door. Your right hip, your right knee and thighs just rolls open toward the right corner or right side of the room you're in. Roll your right hip down so it's level again with your left. Right foot to the floor. Nice. Take your left leg. Big breath in, launches that leg up. Squeeze up that leg at the same time. Breathe all your air out. Bend the knee, roll open. Roll open, big yawn for the left side of your pelvis. And if you get stuck breathing, more than likely you've got breath you've held on to. So just exhale it out. And we do breathe in through our nose and out through our nose, but if you're at all congested, you might notice I am. Roll the hip down, take your foot to the ground. It's perfectly okay to just get the air out with the mouth open wide. Just do what you gotta do, you know? And you give yourself what you need. And then you just walk up your feet together at the front edge of your mat. And you take a long breath in and you place your palms on your shins or your knees. And you're bending your knees a lot. And it's as if you're gluing your glutes, your buttocks, to the back wall. And then the chest is lifted enough because the hands are on the knees or shins And it's as if you press into your legs with your hands. Your spine draws away from the low back. It's very, very much a small movement. But you fill your lungs up with an inhale. It's called a halfway lift. And then you fold forward, chin down, chin tucks into your chest, and really let your head get low. Really let your head get low, 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 low. So much good comes from getting upside down and getting out of your head. And that's one of the things the practice has taught me. Take a long breath in. Come all the way up to stand. Press down through your feet. Squeeze up your legs. Reach high. Exhale, bend the knees, chest into your thighs. All the air gets out. However you get it out is fine. Now slowly breathe in, come halfway up. And as you breathe out, find your way to down dog again. In your downward dog, pressing your hips and thighs back. It's as if you push the floor away from you, like down and away from you with your hands. And then when you do that, your hips and thighs go back. So the practice teaches us that you do a little something and something else comes from it and comes about because of it. So it's cause and effect. Go ahead, take your knees to the floor again. Hands and knees on the floor. Take your breath in, take your right arm out to the side and up toward the ceiling. And as you breathe all your air out, start breathing it out now while your hand is up there. And as you're breathing it all out, your right arm's coming down. You're bringing your right ear and shoulder, lung to the floor. And that right arm is outstretched toward the left wall. The arm's on the ground, palm is up. Now you use your left hand, make sure it's right underneath your shoulder, your left wrist is under your elbow, And it's as if you're using that left hand for a little leverage to push gently your upper mid back to the right side of the room. And take a breath in, get your right arm all the way up. And then go ahead and take your right arm out in front of you. Palm will face the left side of the room. Take your left leg up in the air with your left toes pointing toward the floor. So right away, your right arm is stretched out, your left leg is stretched back, and your leg isn't higher than your hip because that's too much on your low back. And when you breathe out this time, you pull that left knee and right elbow into each other and you suck in your belly like crazy, like you have fastened your seatbelt up nice and tight. On the ride of your life, on your mat, off your mat. Inhale, right arm out in front of you, left leg straight back. Exhale, pull it in, left knee to right elbow. Belly tight, chin to chest. One more of those. Inhale, right arm out, left leg out. Exhale, pull them in nice and tight. If you pull that left thigh up into your chest, you're going to feel like, oh yeah, there's some extra stability. Bring both to the floor. Nice work. Inhale, right arm out to the side again and reaching all the way up. Open that right lung. Open up those the right rib cage. Out with the breath. Bring your right arm down on the floor. Palm is up. Right ear, right shoulder down. Push your upper mid back to the right wall behind you. The right side of the room is as if you were pushing your back into that wall. Breathe right where you are with me, in and out. We loosen up that middle back of yours. You're going to breathe easier the rest of the day after this practice, which is what the whole point of practice is about. Live better through the rest of the day or evening. Good. Come on back up onto that table, into that tabletop position. Take a long breath in. Get your left arm all the way up, 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 up. Take your breath all the way out as you send that left arm down, left shoulder, left ear on the ground, palm is up. Right hand has that leverage right underneath that elbow to gently press your upper mid back to the left side of the room. Breathe right where you are. Open your mouth, let the air escape. When you exhale all the air out, long and slow, you learn that you are a really positive, healthy escape artist just by the exhales freeing you. Inhale, take that left arm all the way up. And bring it down. Take the left arm straight out in front of you. Left palm faces the right side of the room as though you're shaking a hand. Right leg is stretched way back. Now you'll feel like, I gotta use my core. I have to use my core because my left arm and my right leg can't just hold me up like that. So you have the strong core. Even if you don't believe it, activate it and you will see, oh yeah, I do. And then right knee and left elbow, chin to chest. Belly, pull it tight. Activate that core. It'll stabilize you. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale, pull it in. Knee to elbow, elbow to knee, chin to chest. Take a long breath in. Stretch your left arm right out and your right leg back. Right toes face the floor. Exhale, pull it in nice and sharp. Knee and elbow, elbow to knee. And bring the knee down, bring the palm down. Inhale, stretch up, belly sinking low. Exhale, down facing. Take in air. Empty it all. Pull your belly tight. Bend your knees, bring your feet to touch. And rock back and forth a little bit and then hop, feet to your hands. Lift halfway, inhaling. Forward fold, empty out the breath. Long breath in takes you all the way up, reach high. And as you're reaching high, press down into the feet, squeeze the legs up, and then everything else gets a little more launch in your lift. Exhale, chest to your thighs, super bend your knees. Inhale, halfway up. Make sure your shoulders aren't around your ears like an infinity scarf, but draw them down. And forward fold. Reach all the way up. Pull your palms to your heart. Okay, that was kind of your opening move. That was sort of your, hi, you're at yoga. Like that was your meet and greet with your own body and your own breath. And it's the breathing will start to pull your attention inward. And largely we show up to yoga very outward. And so the more we breathe in our practice, the more we start to go inside and get a feel for us, for what we're doing, all of that. Go ahead, bring your thumbs to your forehead center. Press in to your forehead center as if you're resetting. Reset everything to 0 right now. Wherever you are in your life, wherever you are, it doesn't matter if you're practicing this at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you can reset your day right now. Take in a breath. Drop it out with a big sigh. Resetting to 0. Every move, every breath, dedicated to a reset. Inhale, reach up, right arm, left arm, go high. Exhale, knees super bend, fold. Halfway lift, inhaling. Move back to your high push-up. In your high push-up, your shoulders are over your wrists. You don't want your thighs to sink toward the floor. You don't need them sagging. You want to have them strong. They've been holding you up your whole life. Just squeeze your muscles in your legs. Press your heels back a little bit as though they're against the wall behind you. Now pull your chin off your chest. Take a long breath in. Belly tight. Rock forward on the balls of your feet. You could always take your knees to the floor and rock forward on your knees. But when you breathe out, you lower halfway down. The elbows bend back and hugged in toward the body. And when you breathe in, you'll find up-facing dog. Your arms straighten, your chest lifts up, your shoulders move back, and the tops of your feet are on the floor. Right here, breathe in. When you go to breathe out, start breathing out now. Curl your toes under, push back into down facing. Take in air, empty it out. Take in a slow breath. Clear it all out. Belly tight. You walk to the front edge of your mat, or you bend the knees, core pulled in, hop, feet to hands. Inhaling halfway up. Forward fold. Breathe all the air out as you're folding down and folding in. Sweep up all the way. Squeeze up your legs. Fingertips get long. Pull them right out of their knuckles. Palms face each other. Empty all the air, chest into your thighs. Head drops. Lift halfway up. Breathing in. Now breathe out to get into high push-up. Squeeze your thighs up. Look ahead of you. Get your eyes clear on one spot. Rock forward, and as you're rocking forward and bending the elbows, breathe all the air out. As you breathe in, you come into up-facing dog. Tops of the feet, press them into the floor. You can lift your thighs up a little off the floor if you want. You don't have to. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. If the hands are too far forward, you're going to put more work and strain into your low back. So take your hands further back towards your hips, pressing your shoulders back. Take in the air. Empty all the air out. Send your hips high, down facing. Breathe in. Empty it out. Belly tight. Even if you walk, it's totally fine, but belly pulls in. Feet to your hands. You walk or jump. Halfway, inhaling. Forward fold. Bend your knees a lot. Sit back so the weight's in your heels of your feet. Sweep the arms all the way up. Sink your hips lower, lower, lower. Like how low can you go? The weight is in the heels of the feet, and the toes might even lift off the floor. That's okay. If they pull off the floor, then just lightly let them come down. Stretch your arms up every time you breathe in. The upper body wants more reach and lift and launch. And all the time you exhale, the hips sink more, more, more. Envision you're sitting way back in your little kindergarten chair. Breathe with your eyes on one place and relax your jaw. You're getting strong, but it's good strong. And if you're sore tomorrow, it'll be a good sore because you're actually working. This is a whole body practice. Sink a little lower. You're not here forever. Take in the air, arms reach. Excellent. Fold forward. Halfway up, breathe in. Step back, high plank. In high, you fill up your lungs. Lower down, breathe out. Up facing in. Pull all the air out. Send your hips all the way back. You're going to bring your right foot forward to warrior one. You're going to press your back foot flat down into the floor. You're going to inhale the arms straight up. Right away, you're going to look down at your front knee. So I want you to take your hands to your hips for a second. And your front knee is right over your ankle. And you want to make sure that it is. And then you press that front knee open. And then you squeeze up your back leg like crazy. And you just think, I draw my right hip a little more back. I press my front heel into the floor. That firms up your leg for you even more. And I press the back foot, the outer edge of it, and I press it. And then I take my arms up as I breathe in, they go up. And as I breathe out, I pull my hands right to my heart. And as I breathe in, I stretch my arms up again. And as I breathe out, bring my hands to the floor. High push up. Exhale, low push up. Up facing dog. Down facing dog. Take in the air. And clean house. Take in the air without overfilling. Open your mouth really wide, clean house. Step your left foot forward and your back foot flat. When you get ready to come up, you inhale your way up to stand. Arms reach over your head. And then it's okay if you set it up so that you simply bring your hands to your hips again. You take a peek at your front knee. We'll do a lot of warrior ones throughout your practice. And I'm talking like through a lifetime. You want this practice to be sustainable throughout your life. So you want to build those fundamentals right. Left knee's going to press out. Press that left heel down. And just that same action where your hands are on the hips, if you take the air in, your left hip pulls back just slightly and your right hip will steer forward. Now, if your hips are tight, which is, by the way, everybody, you're not looking for perfect. You're looking for getting enough stretch through this pose while getting strength through this pose as well. So you stretch out that hip flexor, so you're going to have more range of motion throughout the practice, throughout the day. And then you inhale the arms straight up. And pull your chin up off your chest and lift your gaze to the ceiling. And remember, it's awesome up top, but you need the base, you need the fundamentals. Feet pressing, legs squeezing, knee pressing open. Bring your hands to your heart as you breathe out. Take in a breath, stretch your arms up. Exhale your way to the floor, high plank. Low plank. Big breath in, up facing. Big exhale out, down facing. Inhale. Open your mouth, get the air out. Fill up. Release it all. Walk or float, feet to hands. Lifting halfway up, breathing in. Fold forward, breathe out. All the way on up to stand. Exhale, sink your hips down. Breathe in, arms reach. Out breath, chest to thighs, fold. Halfway up, breathe in. Exhale, stepping to high plank. In high plank, fill up. In low push up, lower down, breathe out. Scoop the chest, peel it up off the ground, up facing dog. Move your shoulders back. Down facing dog, pull the hips up. Stepping your right foot forward, warrior one. And as you inhale the arms up, press your palms together and look at your thumbs. All the air goes out to get you down. High plank, inhale. Low push up, exhale. Upward facing, full breath in. Like, don't cheat yourself on the chance to get air. Empty everything, down facing. Take your left foot, step it forward, and then your arms come all the way up. And they press, palms press. And the out breath, free your arms back to the ground. High plank, low plank. Inhale, upward. Clean house, down facing. Take a breath in. Open your mouth, move the air out. And then walk up, feet to your hands. Lift halfway, full breath in. Full breath out, forward fold. Come all the way to stand, reach high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway up. High push up. Lower down. Scoop up, upward. Feed the air out, down facing. Take your legs together. Take your right leg high in the air. Bend the knee, roll open, and you can stay, or your upper foot can take you and flip you right over. Both feet land. Both feet face that wall directly in front of them. You make sure your feet are underneath your knees. The more you have your feet underneath your legs, the more you're going to have power to press your hips and thighs up. You stretch that arm back behind you, drop your head and let your throat soften. Then you take a big breath in, arm goes back up. Now this is so important. The way you're coming out of poses matters. Upper hand returns to the floor. High push-up. In high push-up, you can keep your legs together. You spin your heels to the right, the left arm goes in the air, or the right knee can come on the floor, left foot flat, left arm high. Take a full breath. Return your left hand to the ground. High plank, low plank, up facing, downward facing. Take a long breath in, take your right leg in the air. And then pull it in really tight, knee to your nose, shoulders come right over your wrists. Inhale, launch that leg up really high and pull it in, and then bring your right knee to your right elbow, right outside of it. Pause here, suck in your core. Inhale, kick the leg up. Exhale, pull the knee to your left elbow, right knee to left elbow. Launch that leg up in the air with a big breath in. And then go ahead and lunge that right foot to your right wrist. You can take your left knee on the ground, or you're on the ball of your left foot. You're going to use your breath in to come up to stand. That front knee might want to collapse in. You press it open. You squeeze up your back thigh, your arms reach. You exhale, hands to your heart. You take a twist, left elbow pressing right outside your right thigh. Take in there. Press your palms together firm. And when you go to breathe out, that's when you take a little more of a twist. So the breath is your fundamental. The exhalation is the fundamental of the twist. And then take both arms wide apart. And then go for it. Take your upper arm, wrap it around your back. Take in the air, however you can get it in. And you'll notice if I can't ever breathe, it's because I need to breathe out. Because we'll hold our breath. And we all do it. And that's why we all need a friendly reminder. Sometimes we all will just need a friendly reminder to go, hey, wake back up. Like this is your life. This is your life. Wake back up. Breathe. Find your way to warrior two. Your back foot's going to press flat. Your arms are going to pull right apart. And then flip your right arm completely to the ceiling, right palm as well. Inhale, take your right arm all the way up. Press your front knee open. As you breathe out, you'll take a little back bend, just enough to feel good, not to put yourself in any kind of crisis. And then go ahead and return. Upper hand to the floor. High plank. Full breath in. Low plank. Full breath out. Up facing. Pull back, down facing. Take your legs together. Inhale, send your left leg in the air. Squeeze your upper leg. Remember that if you breathe in bigger, that leg goes higher. Squeeze your bottom leg. You want that bottom leg active. You need the support. Bend the knee, roll open. Upper foot keeps going, 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 going. And it flips. And then go ahead and stretch your arm back behind you to the wall behind you and let your throat soften as you drop your head. Take in the air. Empty it out. Press your feet through the floor and your hips and heart go up. So you remember what I'm doing underneath is going to activate more oomph to pressing things up. And then take your upper hand back down. Nice work. And then go ahead, side plank. So you have your legs together and they can spin to the left. Heels can spin to the left. Right arm goes high. A lot of times we'll sink too much in the bottom arm and it's too compressive on the shoulder. So send your hips super high as much as you can instead. And oftentimes that upper hip rolls a little bit back and that throws our balance off. So just slightly roll your front hip, your top hip a little more forward. And then upper arm down, back to high push-up. Full breath in. Back to low push-up. Empty all the air you got. Up facing dog, breathe in. Hips and thighs pull back, head drops, down facing dog. Left leg goes in the air. Again, the bigger you breathe in, the more that leg shoots up. Like half breathing, half living. You just don't have energy if you're barely breathing. And then go ahead, hug it in tight. Knee to your nose, chin to your chest. Now pull your thigh right up into your core, right up into your chest. And then inhale, kick it up again. And this time when you exhale, pull the left knee outside your left elbow. And then inhale, launch your leg really high. And then pull the left knee to your right elbow. Now one more, sweep that leg up, go higher. And then go ahead and lunge your left foot forward to your left wrist. Inhale, the arms straight up over your head, palms face each other. Out breath, pull your hands right to your heart. Inhale, right where you are. Out breath, right elbow to the outside of your left knee. With your palms pressing together, you remember as I breathe out, then I'm free to twist. If you're really awake to that breathing, you'll be very awake to your movements and what the heck you're doing. That's why the breath is so powerful. It plugs us into what the heck am I doing? And then bring your arms apart. Left arm can go really, really high. Spread the left fingers. Spread the palm. Let your upper arm come a little bit below shoulder level. And wrap your upper arm around your back. Take in the air. And when you breathe out, you roll open. Take in the air. Roll open one more. Come on back up, warrior two. You're pulling your wrists gently apart. That's going to open up your chest. And that's going to make you breathe better. Because you'll breathe easier. And if we can do something and feel like we're breathing easier, we automatically feel better. And then go ahead, find reverse warrior. Left arm goes high. Empty the breath out, bend a little bit back. and then cartwheel all the way down. High push up, fill up, low push up, empty your lungs, up facing, downward dog. Take in the air. Open your mouth, clear it. Take in the air. Clear it all out. Walk, feet to your hands. Flat back. Forward fold. Find a flat back again. Press your palms against your shins. Get length in your spine. And as you fold inward, just take your hands, your arms, wrap them around your calves. Push through the floor with the feet. Come all the way up to stand. Bring your hands to your heart. Breathe out. Eagle pose. Sweep the arms up. As you breathe out, you're going to pick your right leg up and squeeze it on top of your left. Your right arm goes under your left. There's a tendency for the elbows to sink, and you want to pull your elbows up so they're in line with your shoulders, and you press your forearms away from your face. But remember, the lower body is a powerhouse, so squeeze your legs together like crazy and pull in your core. And breathe out. Bend that bottom knee. Sweep up, reach high. Wrap it up on the left side. You pull the left leg up and squeeze it on top of your right. You could always bring your left toes to the floor. You squeeze your thighs like crazy and you take that left arm underneath. That's it. Pull the elbows up. Now there's a tendency for the chest to really be compressed and kind of fold it over. And that's always going to make you struggle to balance and stabilize. So very slow. If that's happening, I want you to pull your chest up. Just nice and slow. And it's as if your shoulders are just stacked over your hips. Well, it's not as if. They actually are. And your upper mid-back is just flush against the back wall. Now breathe right here. Eyes eye level across the room on one thing. Squeeze your thighs together like you're sealing all the light out. Bend the bottom knee, breathe out. Inhale, arms reach. Hands to heart. Again, reach up. Big breath in. Right leg, squeeze it on top. Right arm comes right under. Elbows pull up. Again, shoulders stacked over your hips, belly in. Bend the bottom knee, breathe out. Inhale, the arms up. Left side, left leg squeezing, left arm coming under. Your gaze is eye level. And you're breathing. And your eyes don't wander. See, if your eyes look all around the room, then your nervous system stays keyed up all the time. You want to keep your gaze on one place, but it's not a hard stare, okay? And you squeeze up your thighs like crazy, and then you reach up, all the way up. Bring your hands to your heart. Take your right knee up and grab it with your right hand. And squeeze your right leg towards your lower right belly. And left hand's on the left hip. And if you wrap that left elbow toward your side, toward the side of your body, it kind of puts you in a midline. And then take a breath in. And then right leg opens out to the side. You could look over your left shoulder, but you do not have to. You could look straight ahead. And you squeeze up that bottom leg. It's not just about, oh, can I stand on one leg? It's like you'll stand on one leg stronger by squeezing that left leg. And then inhale the right knee back to center. Take the arms straight up in the air. As you breathe out, sweep your arms straight back alongside your hips and your right leg toward the back wall. Now there's a tendency for the chest to collapse. So pull the chest up and just squeeze your arms towards your sides. Take a breath in, bring yourself back up. Right foot on the ground, come up to stand. Left leg, take it in. Right hand on the right hip, squeeze the elbow towards your side. Squeeze your left leg in, and as you breathe out, open that left knee out. Inhale it back to center. Take your arms straight up. When you breathe out this time, that's when you sweep the arms back, the left leg back, and your chest is lifted higher than your hips. And very good. Come back on up. Left foot to the floor, hands to heart. Inhale, left arm to the ceiling, King Dancer. Left arm is alongside your ear. Exhale, right arm straight up and straight back behind you, and it catches your right foot right at the big toe. And then you press like crazy into your back hand. Your back foot presses into your back hand. And your left arm is reaching up, 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 up. So it's basically a standing back bend. But you squeeze up your left leg. You kick the upper leg back, 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 back as much as you can. And you'll probably feel the stretch through the upper right chest. And then you breathe out, you bring that foot to the floor, you release that arm. On your next breath in, the right arm goes straight up. On the out breath, left arm, take it up and around. Bend your left knee, catch your big toe, the big toe part of your foot. And you could squeeze your legs in toward each other a bit. You want to drop your tailbone a bit toward the floor. And when you get ready, kick your upper foot back. Press your chest forward. Right arm stays up, 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 up. Breathe. And breathe out. Come on down. Nice. Tree pose. Take your right foot into your inner left leg. Could be at the ankle, or the shin, or the thigh. Hands to your heart. Return your attention to your gaze again. Just keep your eyes on one spot. And if you press your palms really firmly together, it immediately activates your core. You're just bringing your attention to pressing into my center. As if it's a center line, you press into it. And you do the same thing on the bottom. Your inner leg presses against your foot. Your foot gently presses into your inner leg. Your shoulders are back and down your back. You interlace your fingers and you press them straight up. Your arms go straight up. And if you bend your elbows a little bit and pull your arms back a little more, that's fine. And then try to soften your front ribs towards your belly button. And then release your arms at your sides. Stay in your tree. Your right hand is on your right thigh. Left hand can be on the left hip or the left thigh. Bring your right foot down. And then shake out your left leg a lot. And then tree on the other side. So left foot comes into your inner right leg at the ankle. Just not above or, you want it above or below the knee, just not on the joint. Yeah. And then go ahead. And then pressing that leg, the standing leg, press it into the sole of the foot. Press the sole of the foot into the leg gently. That left knee is pressing open, and the arms can go straight up over your head. And then you can open your arms wider, and it can get a nice bit of stretch and space for your shoulder blades. Your eyes stay eye level. Try this. Bring your mouth to a close gently, and then bring your tongue behind your 2 front teeth. And when you inhale, you'll feel the throat muscles, your throat muscles contract. And when you exhale, you'll feel them soften right in the throat. Your eyes on one spot. Your standing leg is strong. The foot's pressing into the leg just in the right amount. And you release. Left foot to the floor. Go ahead. Bring your feet together at the front edge of your mat. Bend your knees a lot. Inhale, your arms straight up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift halfway up, full breath in. Step back, high plank. Low plank. Upward. Downward dog. You're going to take your right foot and you're going to step it again, warrior 1. You're going to press that knee open. And then automatically you turn your hips and your heart toward the left wall. Arms out to over both legs, warrior 2. You're going to reverse your warrior. Your left fingers can be on your back thigh. Your right arm high. And you can go back. And then your right leg can straighten. And you reach all the way out with the right arm. Triangle. Left arm in the air. Squeeze up your legs. Lift your eyes and look to your left thumb. Keep those legs active. And then let your upper arm bring you to stand. But first, push into the floor with your feet. And the core pulls in. So when you come up, it's like seamless. And then your right foot turns to face the left wall. So both feet face the left wall. Bring your hands to your low back. Feel your tailbone drop under. Press your hips and thighs forward. Pull your chest up. And squeeze your elbows in nice and tight toward each other. And then when you breathe out, that's when you're folding in half. You're folding in half on the out breath. You can slide your hands down, catch your ankles or your lower legs, and let your head fall low. And blink your eyes a whole bunch to the wall behind you, the wall directly behind you that you see. Blink your eyes a whole bunch. The breathing gets oxygen to the brain and it clears us. It clears us inside. It clears our mind. It clears our sight. And it's like we're just wiping away the film over the eyes. And we just see really clear what we need to see. Breathe in. Empty it all. And your hamstrings are getting this great stretch. Bring your hands to your hips. Press your feet through the floor. Come on all the way up. Take your right foot, face it forward. Step your left foot up to meet your left, or meet your right. Bend your knees, sweep the arms up. Press your chest to your thighs, forward fold. Drop your head low. Low, low, low. Your head will probably be up the rest of the day. Or if you're doing this at evening for a few more hours before bed, drop it low. Let your neck soften. Let blood, fresh, oxygen-rich blood get to your brain. And then go ahead, halfway up. High push-up. Pull your core in high push-up. In low push-up, bend those elbows. In up-facing dog, press your palms, chest lifting, shoulders back. In down-facing dog, hips go high, head drops low. Take your left foot forward, giant step. Back foot flat. Reach up with the arms. On the out breath, warrior two. Fingers pull apart from one another. Left arm, flip it. Inhale, reverse your warrior, stretch up. On the out breath, left leg straightens completely. You could take even your back foot and slide it a little bit back, and then left arm, reach it way out in front of you. Right arm to the ceiling. So you'll recognize, oh, I get my legs strong underneath me, squeeze them. My spine lengthens before I open into triangle. And now press your feet through the floor, hug in your core. Bring yourself up to stand. So it's as if somebody pulled you up from your left wrist. And sometimes we all need a boost. We need somebody to say, do you need a hand? Bring yourself to attention facing the left wall. All 10 toes face the left wall. You press through the outer edges of your feet and you squeeze up your thighs. You bring your hands to your hips and you press your hips forward. Chest is pulling up. Elbows wrap in. And you breathe all the air out, folding at the hips, not rounding the back. Grab your big toes if you can with your peace fingers. Pull yourself up halfway. Breathe all the air out, fold. Or you could always grab your lower legs. You want to lean your body weight forward just enough so that your hips, your hamstrings are over your heels. And then you think, even if I have to bend my knees a bit, that's okay. But your hips lift up a little more toward the ceiling. Your head drops low, 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 low. Your gaze is behind you on one spot. And it's so key. If you just breathe and your eyes are on one place and you activate your legs, and especially squeezing your quads so that your hamstrings feel supported as they get some stretch. Like we all need to feel supported, so we'll go places we wouldn't have gone, probably by ourselves. And the body asks for the same thing. The body has the same calling. And let the upper body melt toward the ground and let your head keep dropping low. It's as if the crown of your head just started being pulled by a magnet toward the floor. Really opening up and stretching out the neck. Really bringing and delivering a straight shot, like a main line of oxygen to the brain. And then blink your eyes a bunch of times. Let the film just wipe away. Bring your hands to your hips, clear all the air out. Bring yourself up to stand. Turn your left foot to face forward. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Inhale the arms over your head. Bend the knees as you breathe out. Fold forward. Halfway up, breathe in. High push up. Low push up. Up facing. And down facing dog. Lift your heels up on your breath in. And on your breath out, let your heels soften toward the ground. Lift your heels super high. And let your heels soften toward the floor. Go ahead. We're going to take your knees to the ground and take camel. Your feet are hip width apart. Your knees are hip width apart. You drop your tailbone under just enough, and if you have that block nearby, you want to bring it up into your inner thighs, and you want to squeeze the heck out of it so that you really start training the legs to keep that integrity. And then go ahead and you recognize that because, wow, I need to be stable in my legs for a back bend. Pressing your hips forward. You want to keep your hips and thighs in line over each other. Often we'll try to reach back behind us, like maybe you want to catch your heels right now, which is fine, but you don't want to reach so far back that you pull your hips back. You want to keep your hips over your knees. You want to press your chest into the air and let your head come down low. Meaning your head drops back. If it's comfortable for your neck, but if it isn't, you can keep your chin right on your chest. Bring yourself all the way up. Okay, now that you've done that, I want you to take your right foot forward into a lunge and take your left knee on the ground. And so it's going to be a half camel. And you can come onto the ball of your back foot as well. You're going to support your back knee. So if you want to, you could always step your right foot off your mat forward and your left knee on the cushiony part. Supporting your low back always. Press your hips forward, press your chest up. Wrap your elbow in towards your side. Breathe out. Breathe in. Empty out. Come on out of that slow. This time you're going to straighten your right leg and you're pulling your toes back towards your shin for that hamstring stretch. And then lunge your right foot forward again. Left hand on the low back, half camel. Come out of it. Right leg straightens in front of you. Pull the toes back. And you're reaching. And then come back up. Slide that right foot back. Bring your right knee to the padded part of your mat. Take your left foot in a lunge off your mat. Support your low back first. Press your hips and thighs forward. Press your chest upward. Wrap that elbow in. Go ahead, come out of it. You send your hips back. Your left foot straight. You pull your toes of your left foot back. And you're stretching right over that front leg. And then you're bending that left knee. You're coming back into half camel. Remember, your low back supported, your tailbone dropping. You can come onto the ball of your right foot. If you wanted, you could catch your right heel or right lower leg with your right fingertips. Press your chest up. Breathe in. Empty out. Straighten through the left leg. Left hip draws back. Upper body reaching forward, folding. It's as if your torso is being led forward by your navel. And you squeeze up that left leg. The quadriceps squeezes to support your left hamstring. Empty the breath out to soften the tension in the back of the leg. Okay, one more. Lunge forward. Hands on the low back, right where you are. Or come onto the ball of your left foot. Right foot. Hips forward, chest lifting, head letting go. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring your left knee back onto the padded part. Come onto the balls of your feet. Let your tailbone drop. Squeeze that block again, or your legs with the block. Supporting hands to low back. One final camel. Breathe in. Breathe out. Uncurl. Bring yourself right out onto your back. With your feet hip-width apart, take your arms out to the sides like wings, but your palms are up. Your arms are a little below shoulder level. You're going to take a breath in where your belly just inflates. And when you breathe out, you're just letting your knees drop to the right, chin to the left, shoulder. You have the feet hip-width apart. You're on the outer edges. Close your eyes. Take breath in, take the legs up. Take breath out, let the legs go left, chin tucks to the right. Let your eyes close. Take your legs back up. And then pull the knees towards your chest as you breathe out. Flex both feet. Take dead bug. Have your knees open wide alongside your ribs and the feet face the ceiling, the soles of the feet. You catch the outer legs with your hands or the outer edges of your feet. You let your tailbone lengthen toward the front edge of your mat, and you keep letting your knees and thighs press down toward the floor with every breath out. When you breathe in, I like to say let up on the gas a little bit, so let up on the legs. And when you breathe out, that's when they come toward the floor. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rock, dead bug goes to happy baby. Rock side to side. You hold on to your legs, you hold on to your feet. And if you decide at any point, wow, what I grabbed was too intense or too tight, slide your hands down and catch your legs a little more toward your knees, or grab the backs of your thighs. Like the body has a mood every day, just like you wake up and your mood in the mind is a certain way. And you get a feel for how your body feels, and that's the mood. And you listen to that. And you go by that. And you act accordingly. If your body needs more, if your body needs less, get in the feel and you'll know, what does my body need? Okay, so you're on your back, so the end is pretty near. But first, let's finish out with a little bit more. Take your legs straight up in the air. Bring your hands directly underneath your bum. And flex your feet so your toes pull towards your face. Even the pinky toes pull down toward the outer shins, the outer hip. And then go ahead, and you're going to take your right leg down about an inch or two above the floor. And then your left leg's coming down to meet your right. And as they meet, the right leg goes back up. And then the right leg goes down, and the left leg goes up. And the left leg goes down first, and then the right leg goes up. And then the right leg goes down. And when it goes down, then the left leg goes up. And now both legs come up. And you're going to interlace your hands right behind your head, elbows to the sides. You're going to press your chin towards your chest, and you're going to pull your head and shoulders off the ground, pull the belly in. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 10, 9, And you come up, exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last 10, 9. We're slowing it down. 8. Pull the belly to the floor. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. Take your hands behind your head. Right leg straight out in front of you. Left knee is bent. You want your left knee right over your waistband, not past it. Typically, we'll overuse the hip flexors there and not enough for the core. So right leg is straight out. You're going to pull your head and shoulders off the ground. You're going to squeeze right elbow to left knee. Keep the left knee over the waistband. And then you're going to switch. Left leg straightens. Left elbow to right knee over the waistband. And then switch. Knee to elbow. Switch. Left elbow, right knee. Switch. We're going side to side. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slow it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Big exhale as you squeeze tight. Legs go high, hands underneath your hips, and lower your legs down a third, and a third, and then 2 inches above the floor, and then right leg goes up, and then right leg goes down, left leg goes up. As the left leg's coming down, 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 as soon as it reaches the right, your right leg goes up. Lower down. 5, left leg up. 4, right leg up. 3, left leg up. 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. Roll all the way onto your left hip, chin to right shoulder. Every breath out, pull the belly in. Come back up with the knees. Big swing of the knees up. Knees right, chin left. Breathe in. Breathe out. Go ahead. Bring yourself on up to flat feet. As you bring yourself up to flat feet, cross your ankles, and go ahead and find your way to down dog. And then find your way to pigeon, right leg, lunging it forward, walking that right foot over to your left wrist, right knee down on the ground, right shin on the ground. And you don't worry about, is my front leg straight across the mat? If you're really tight in your hips, more than likely your right heel wants to pull in toward your left hip. Your left leg is straight back behind you, and your top of your back foot is on the floor. Try to peel your right hip a little bit back and your left hip a little more forward. You can always take a block underneath that right hip, and you let your right hip come down on the block or on the floor. You want that right hip to come and land on something. And then you can stack your forearms on top of each other. You can have your arms apart. Your forearms, if they're on top of each other, you can rest your forehead down. Otherwise, you can rest your forehead on the floor, arms shoulder width apart, palms reaching toward the front of the room, head dropping. Breathe in and empty out. This is where you needed breath. You needed breath right here, right now. You needed breath throughout the whole practice, but you need breath right here and right now. Because where your hip is so tight, you remember, because you've been generating and cultivating breath throughout, you remember, oh, those exhales soften me where I'm pretty jammed up. And where you're tight, you're in a jam. Where there's tension, you don't feel free, you feel in a jam. And you just came to release a little bit today. Doesn't have to be the whole scoop, you know? A little bit of relief around your tension has a feel of less of a jam, has more movement because of the release. So a little release brings a lot of relief. You want to flex that right foot. And it's as if you're, with your toes pulled back towards your shin, it's as if your right foot's pressing against a left, like the left wall. Sometimes I'll take a block and I'll press it against the sole of my foot. And I'll feel that. It's tiny movement, right? But I'll feel it pretty big in that right hip. Breathe in. You're going to see yourself through this by emptying all the air out. You will soften where you were rigid. Any tension in that hip is affecting everything else. So where you're tight, it's affecting everything else. Where you're jammed up, it is affecting everything else. If we have a lot of tension, then our body has a lot more of a fight or flight wiring. Even if we're fine, but we're walking around in a muscular grip, then our nervous system is always a little bit on the fence. And the more we release some of the grip, the more our nervous system eases up with it. So the muscular tension is freed up. It releases the body, it releases the mind from its grip, and it relaxes your nervous system. Breath in, breath out. Go ahead, I want you to come up. So when you come up, I want you to bring your palms directly under your shoulders and curl the toes under, so you're on the ball of your left foot. I want you to firmly push into both palms and your back foot. And you're going to take your right leg up and out. You're going to bend the knee. You're going to roll it open as you breathe out. You're going to roll the hip down. You're going to bring the foot to the ground. You're going to take your left leg. You're going to lunge it forward. And then you're going to walk it over. So your left foot walks over to the right wrist. And the left knee comes down. The left shin comes down. And if you're really tight, you'll decide, I'm bringing my heel a little closer toward my right hip instead of parallel across the mat. And then your back leg is straight back behind you. And you're pushing through that left foot. You're pushing through it. But you're not forcing anything. You're not pushing and bullying your way through. You're just gently flexing your left foot and you're pressing it like it's against something. It's a gentle pushing through on the left foot. And that's really going to start getting into that opening in the hips. You find that extra opening, the needed, necessary opening through the hips by flexing your left foot. Doesn't matter where the foot is, just means that you flex it. And press like it's right against a wall. Your left hip pulls back a bit and keep the block under. Your right leg is straight back behind you. Sometimes I'll curl the ball of my right foot, or I'll curl the toes under. I'll be on the ball of my right foot, and I'll sort of inch it back. And man, it gets me right in that hip. And sometimes my upper body needs to be right over my left knee. And then sometimes I'll have a little more opening, and I'll take my torso more toward the middle, over the middle of my leg, front leg. And then if I have a little more opening, I might take my torso even more towards my left ankle or foot. So again, you're taking your torso a little away from that left hip. So you get to decide what's going to work for you, because that's a giant part of this practice, making it work for you. I work with people that are super tight in the hips all the time. And I'm super tight in the hips all the time. Especially if I don't practice like for a day, 2 days, 3 days, forget it. I'm like as locked up as when I first began years and years and years ago. But you remember, the breath is like engine oil for your car. The breath is like the oil can they use for the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. If you haven't seen that movie in a while and you love it, watch it again. See the metaphor, see the metaphor, see the journey that she went on. And if you're like, well, I'm not really a fan of Wizard of Oz, like that witch had me running for daylight, I can relate. It had me always get the chills. When I was 5 years old, my blood just felt like it went cold with her maniacal laugh. And so find a movie that you did like as a child, no matter what age you are. I don't care if you're 16 in this practice. I don't care if you're 26. I don't care if you're 60. Find some of the things that you liked and were some of your favorite things as a child. And watch one of those favorite childhood movies again. And better yet, watch it with a child. And even if it's a movie you've seen so many times, like our mind does that, like I've been here before, I've seen this 20 times, I know the whole thing. Watch it as if you're seeing it again for the first time. And why would I talk about that in a hip opener, which is pretty intense? I think it's because we must remember to shift our vision, our viewpoint, and have a new vantage point to more playfulness, to balance out all our seriousness. It's still a serious practice, and your life is still pretty serious, and you're going to be responsible, but maybe you'll be all those things with a little bit more relaxed nature. Take in a breath. Empty it out. Like adults, we can live pretty serious, intense, responsible lives. And the practice can remind us that as we free up tension, we feel lighter. And as we feel lighter, we can feel more playful. We can feel more joy. Yes, peace, equanimity, but also playfulness. Take in a breath. Empty it out. I hope that you're thinking of your favorite childhood movie and deciding that you're going to watch it again. And I hope that you can almost smell the popcorn that you're going to make and your favorite snacks. Because you want to make your life an event. Like the ordinary moments, like watching a movie, especially with a child, make it fun. Make it an event. Okay, walk your hands back. Bring your palms shoulder width apart. Press them firmly down. You're going to curl the toes on your right foot under. You're going to push off the ball of your right foot and both palms. It's going to help you to send that left leg up and out. Bend the upper knee, roll open. Roll the hip down, take your foot to the ground. Make your way out onto your bum. Take your legs straight out in front of you. You can bend the knees as much as you like. Feet can be hip width or wider. I like to lean over to my left, take my right hand to the back of my thigh and buttock and pull the flesh out behind me. I like to do the same on my left side. Inhale, reach up. And as I breathe out, I fold forward. Again, you can keep your knees bent. But you want to squeeze the backs of your thighs like they're into the floor. You're going to inhale and you feel your torso lift up. And you're going to exhale and you're going to feel your whole upper body drop a little more toward the ground. You're going to come on back up all the way and you're going to make your way out onto your back. You're going to take your hands underneath your bum, elbows and forearms on the floor behind you. And you're going to press yourself into fish. You point your toes away, squeeze up your legs, press your chest up. You can come onto the crown of your head. Keep pushing down through what's on the ground. So your forearms, your elbows, your palms, the backs of your thighs. And everything, as you press down, it lifts a little bit up. You're going to come out of the pose. You're going to hug your right knee to your chest. You're going to take your left hand on your right knee. You're going to draw it across your body to the left, chin to the right shoulder. Breathe in. Clean house. Come on back with the knee. Squeeze it tight. Right leg out on the ground. Flex your right foot as if you're pushing it against a wall. Left knee, hug it tight. Right hand to the knee. Draw the leg across the body. Chin to the left shoulder. Come on back. Squeeze it tight. Flex your left foot. Send that leg out on the ground. Both feet flex as if you're pushing into a door. Open your legs and feet apart enough so that your pelvis and your hips, your buttocks feel like they have room. They have room to drop down into the ground. Let your arms come away from your hips enough, the right amount, so your shoulders spread across the floor and your chest really has opening in the front. Eyes closed. Please stay here as long as you like. As long as you can. Enjoy doing something playful, preferably with a child if you have one near, or a few. Your practice will get you strong and flexible and soften up some of the the stuff that makes us a little more intense and serious. The truth is we do have to be serious. Let the practice remind you to be silly. Have a beautiful day. Have a wonderful sleep, and I'll see you again. Stay as long as you like. I wish you peace. Namaste.